We think the clothing and accessory sector is particularly vulnerable during this time, plus small retailers, those with less than 500 employees. This group during the last recession shuttered around 7% of their store base. That was equal to 55,000 stores. If they shut a similar percentage this time, that alone will cost us 40 to 45,000 stores. So it's those two groups that are going to be particularly vulnerable during this time.
Right. I was also surprised, though, to see home furnishings and grocery stores on your list. You think we could see 11,000 closures in grocery stores, 11,000 or more for home furnishings, and even another 12,000 for consumer electronics. Why wouldn't grocery stores, home furnishings be more of a stalwart? And does that point back to your argument about the rise of e-commerce?
The premise of our argument, as you said, is that as e-commerce penetration rises, that's going to put downward pressure on the number of stores because the distribution of these goods is going to be ubiquitous. Right now, take a space like grocery, where online penetration is pretty low, in the low to mid-single-digit percentage range as a percentage of total sales. However, over the last weeks and months, many consumers have trialed online grocery shopping, and many of those consumers are going to move from trial to adoption, and thus the penetration of online grocery is going to sharply increase. There's around 90,000 grocery stores in the U.S. As online grocery increases, it's going to mean there's less need for those physical locations, and as a result, we're estimating around 11,000 grocery stores could be at risk.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You know, it's interesting. My own personal experience has been a little bit of a counter trend from what you're describing, where all of a sudden I'm meal planning and going to the grocery store once a week and going to Target because it's easier to just get everything there at once versus this kind of piecemeal ordering approach on Amazon. Do you expect that people will change behavior in some ways, not so much that it kind of, affects e-commerce penetration, but that it just changes the dynamic of household spending as a result of coronavirus?
Absolutely. Your behavior, your circumstances are very telling and revealing. What you're essentially saying is that you're consolidating shopping trips.
Yes.
You're being more purposeful with what you're doing. That behavior is likely to be long-lasting, or at the very least, your propensity to want to go back and freely roam retail stores is probably going to be slow to come back. And if you think about it, there are retail trips that are attached to leisure activities like going out to eat or going to see the movie. Someone may casually walk into a store during that type of trip. Those are going to be trips that are particularly sensitive and increase the rise of online penetration in those areas. Thus, it will necessitate fewer retail stores and put downward pressure on those that are particularly vulnerable.